Hi, welcome back to Guessagaingaming. So, recently I made a short video which was kind of about why I'd stopped playing Necromunda Underhive Wars, which is a game I played on this channel probably 10 months ago. And I really liked it. It was a fantastic game. I enjoyed playing it on the channel. I highly recommend it to anybody. And I played it a lot of the time. And I played it a lot after I did it on the channel, which I don't do with all the games I do on the channel. But then I just stopped playing it. And when I thought about it, which was a few days ago, I wondered why I stopped playing it. And then when I went back in to look at it, I kind of got the idea why, and I kind of made a video to say why. And now I'm making another video to say why I started playing again, which is kind of confusing, but in the context of the first video, it will make sense. So the reason I stopped playing, if you watch the video, I'll just summarise, is because unlike XCOM and Phantom Doctrine, most games, most turn-based games, most games, it doesn't have a kind of storyline that intertwines with the things you're doing. So you're going on missions. It's almost like an arena-based thing. You're going to these arenas, and they're all very interesting. And they're so interesting that you can spend a huge amount of time just doing it, because everything else about the game is great. But because there's no overwoven story into what you're doing with your gang. There is a story, but your gang kind of is just kind of sideline involved. They don't actually go and do it when you do the missions. In that, you use the gang that they give you. And I'll explain why that's not really fantastic in the first video. But because the rest of the game is so good, it's really easy to kind of want to play it. And so I've been playing this like ever since I made that video, which was about a week ago, because I really like the game. And I know why I really like the game. And there's so many things. So I said the reasons that I thought I stopped playing it, and I'll give you the reasons I started playing it again. Number one is because I think the world is fantastic. I mean, it's only a world of arenas, kind of, but they're fantastic. If you've ever seen this game before, which I'm sure you have if you're watching this, is these huge amounts of differences in the levels of every arena, every place you go to. The different Underhive places are all different. Some are 1 level, 2 levels, some are 7, 8, 9, 10. Look at this one, how complicated it is. It's got inside parts like there, and these places everywhere you can go, these lifts and these zip lines and everything. So number one, I think the levels are really amazing, and the way it works in the turn-based game is really good. It reminds me, if any of you ever watched the original Star Wars series, they used to be playing, remember Kirk and Spock, or I think it was sometimes Spock and McCoy were playing a kind of chess-looking game that was on the Perspex board on many levels. And I don't know if that's a real game or not, or whether it would really work. But this reminds me of that. It's kind of like chess, because you're moving your kind of pieces, your gang around on different levels, and it's really, really, really good. Next thing that's really good is the world, how it looks. I mean, the graphics are really, really good. I mean, makes XCOM look not good, and I love XCOM. XCOM 2, War of the Chosen, fantastic game. But I mean, look at the detail in this. Okay, with XCOM, you've got that kind of glitzy, futuristic thing where everything's a shiny, plain surface, so you haven't got the same level of detail needed. But even so, I mean, this is AAA level of like how the world looks. If you played this in any AAA game, you wouldn't look at this and think this is not good. It's really good. And moving on from that, the characters themselves, the character modelling, again, it's AAA kind of level. It's really good. They're fantastic. They're really detailed. They all look really real, and that's also good. Another thing about this game, which is, again, XCOM is fantastic, so I'm not knocking XCOM at all, but in this game, and that's one of the things I do kind of miss from XCOM Enemy Within, even to XCOM 2, or The Chosen as well, where you've got so many weapons, so many different weapons, and even the individual weapons, each one, like you've got a plasma gun, for example, and it's got these plasma guns with different ratings, so you've got like loads of different ones, and that's not counting the amount of variable weapons there are, and that's not counting all the buffs and things you can use. Let's just see what I've got here. I've got I've got confusion gas, I've got a neural inhibitor in my weapons, I don't know what I've got a shock whip, and I think it's a plasma pistol, there's a laser pistol, and there's a volt trip pistol, and there's a auto pistol, and they've all got different levels. And yeah, it's one thing that I wish XCOM 2 did, where they had weapons that you could give to individual people. I know you can put mods on them, but they're still the same weapon. You get the different upgrade sniper weapons, for example, or the different upgrade ranger weapons, whatever they are, and the shard gun, whatever. And each time you upgrade, everyone gets the same gun. Yeah, you can give them a little mod, but they've still basically got the same gun, which was there was even more room to expand in that. They've even gone backwards from like the enemy within in that. But again, I'm not slating XCOM 2 because I love it, but yeah, that's one of the good things about this. These individual gang members get any amount of individual weapons, and everyone's got a different loadout because all the weapons are different, and there's so many different weapons, not just the different levels of the weapons, and all the bits and pieces you can have with them. And then you've got the fact that the customization, back to the character models, the customization on each different person is really amazing. The amount of bits of armour you can give them, different looks, is really, again, amazing. And then with XCOM you've got and I'm not picking on XCOM, by the way, because XCOM's great and I love it, but with XCOM you've got, I've got no idea where I'm going here. With XCOM you've got, with XCOM you've got that kind of really good, you've got good things you can adapt to each person's face, and you can change their hair and their hair colours and things, but there's much more in this because of all the individual bits of armour. Again, with the armour in XCOM you've basically got the armour you get, and then you can put little mods on it which you can't see in the game anyway. But in this you've got arm armour and leg armour and body armour and everything, gas masks and everything. So there's just so many things in this game that make it very special. And I would say in the context of turn-based games, and if this just had that linking theme with a really good story interwoven with the gameplay, this would be my favourite turn-based game by a mile, because it's got so much in it. There's so much replayability, it's got so much in all the levels, there's so much in all the characters, everything's done so well. There's little bugs in it, but that's every game. XCOM, and every game has little bugs. But there's so much in it, all it just needed was that little theme of a linking story. So, for example, you did some of these missions, finished it, and then that would mean you went to see your gang leaders, and then you had to go on some different mission that wasn't necessarily just going back to another set of arenas, example, but something like that, and it would make this game perfect. But even as it is, I would say it's almost, I would say equal to how much I enjoy playing XCOM because of how much fun the actual game is and how good it looks. So anyway, so I just wanted to make a video because I said that's why I stopped playing it, and then I found that literally a week later I was still playing it. Again, I'm not just playing this one game, but I've played it a lot, and it's been my go-to game for the last week, and I'm still playing it. I didn't put this video on, or this session on to make the video. I was already playing it, and I just thought, let me make a follow-up to that because I'm already playing it. So that says something, because usually when I'm making a video for the channel, I have to go into the game, go back to where I'll save, because I'm not particularly playing it at that moment. But this game I've been playing every day. I played it every single day for a week. So anyway, that's my thoughts on this. I know the game wasn't fantastically well received. I don't know what all the reviews are. I don't pay super attention to every review, every game, or how well it's gone down by the critics, but I don't think it was one of those games everyone said it's a fantastic game, but it should be, because it's one of those games that there's really only one thing missing that they could add to it. I can't see how they would have added to the look or the combat or the customisations, etc., in any way. I can't literally think of how they could. In XCOM I could, but in this I can't. So it's a really fantastic game. So like I said, I would recommend this 100% to anyone who likes turn-based games, or just unusual games, or good-looking games. Anyway, thanks for watching Guessagaingaming. For me, take care.